So hello and welcome to this video. So today we'll be discussing about a project on digital transforming the mid-size hospital chains, right? So let me share my screen. So we have seen that during COVID times, this hospital chains, even the smallest mid-size hospital, they have done wonderful business. But post-COVID, we have seen they are actually facing a lot of pressure from the bigger hospital chains, from the other larger hospitals we have seen. So here what we are talking about is building a kind of automation framework which can help them digitally to transform this mid-size hospitals. And also this kind of transformation, digital transformation would not take much of time, as well as the money or the other aspects. So I have taken a name of a hospital, although this is not real name. This name is 𝗨𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗧. This is a hospital which can be a very neighbor in your neighborhood. And actually I have experienced this hospital where I have seen the doctors are really good. We got a fantastic procedure and service from them, but they do not have a kind of follow-up mails or follow-up calls, follow-up processes. I feel they are not tracking the customer journey. They're not tracking the patient journey here. With that note, I thought this can be a area where they can able to focus on, right? So this is a challenge. Like I mentioned, there are a lot of gaps out there. One receptionist, she or he will be doing everything. Lesser doctors, of course, they do not know the patient visits, right? What time the patient will do. Some days it will be a especially weekends, you can see if it's a neighborhood hospital, you can see there are a lot of patients should be there, and other days it will be entirely empty. So also another thing what I have noticed is that there'll be a TV which could be showcasing any kind of cricket match or any other stuff, which will actually not help them. Whether this can be a kind of area where they can engage their patients, they can interact with some kind of app or some kind of things where their brand can be positioned a proper way, and also customer can be informed timely manner. Say for example, if they are doing any kind of camp, blood donation camp, or any kind of camp, any kind of free healthcare checkup, or even the eye testing test camp. So these notifications they can able to get. Even they can, if they start with any kind of new services or the product launch, the customers are mainly they are not aware of it. I mean, these days they get a kind of messages and they try to sell it. But if they have a loyal customers over a period of time, they will get a benefit out of it. So with that thought, with that context, this is the project is all about. So like I mentioned that there are these are the major challenges. The patient expectation these days, patients are more demanding. Rising costs are also another area where this business owner is facing the hit. And also we have seen that they do not have any kind of a proper analytics behind it. They do not see how many the dashboards and everything, how many patients are coming in, what time it is coming in. They have tentative idea, but it is not that HMS or HIS they would be using it. Hospital management system they'll be using it. Also they'll be using some kind of ERP for sure. But actual way tracking, understanding the entire analytics from their area, the neighborhood area is missing completely. So that was the reason behind the core operation challenges. This is the manual processes they type and then everything. It's pretty outdated, and also as I mentioned, long waiting queues, and there the workflows are entirely disconnected. So we would be creating a similar workflows. So obviously the reasons are the revenue loss, the low staff morale, staff burnout, and so on. Patient dissatisfaction. So what we are trying to say here, they can at least get a 70% reduction of manual data entry job, faster patient flow. Also, we're talking about a portal, right, which can be given a 360-degree view from across the departments, right? So revenue, reduce the billing leakage, and so on. So so the structure what I'm planning is something like that. The once patient comes in, they can be getting everything can be mapped from there. So the journey starts from there. Even it can be a little earlier also, but let's start with here at least to begin with for this kind of problem. So we'll be creating a kind of SharePoint. From there we'll be getting the data, or we can use this Dataverse, and from there we'll create a Power Apps and Canvas app. We can create model-driven apps, but since it is more with the collaboration of the patient and the receptionist, who can also create Canvas after going forward. If they can be trained really well, it can be create one more app also, or we can create a multiple and Canvas apps also, because they know the patient requirement. They know what kind of data would be the management would be looking forward. So all the information, and based on that, it can be created very easily. So this is Canvas app. Let's say the patient registration app, we can call it. Once they walks in. Also, they'll be getting a patient ID would be created that can be mailed to their email ID automatically, or we can create a kind of messaging tool also that can be, we can add it, and then that can be also be done. But again, I mean, how it works is basically a mail can be go to their system. That is the bare minimum, right? And also similarly, we'll be using some kind of power automate where we can get a the doctors also can get a notification. Say for example, some patient has come for a skincare treatment, and that very day, that particular time, doctor is not available, right? It can be anything, any of the procedures, any of the departments. So doctor can be getting a kind of mailer or message, say like, hey, the patient has come from this, they are looking for he or so she is looking for this particular problem. That also can be addressed. Also, we can do multiple things here. We can do, followed by, we can install app with a camera so that they can also do an online treatment. That would be secondary, but here we're talking about for the mid-size hospital, not when mid-size, the smaller size hospital, the neighborhood hospital, right? I would say. So with that, we'll be getting the data. We'll track the customers data, customer information, where they are from. Also, we can track the, we can do analytics with the use of Power BI. We can basically understand the patient flows, the providers who are there. Even we can understand that the doctors, right? Which other doctors are more required on that particular time period. Also, we can understand the feedback, right? Which is the essence of any business, right? The feedback is very much essence of any of the so they can also do a tracking on that by creating another app called Patient Feedback app, which will I'll try to showcase to you. And this is one. And then we'll also create a with the use of Power Automate, we can use a different billing flow. We can use a feedback flow. We also can create a doctor flow, right? So that also can be created. Power BI dashboard, obviously, we will create based on the kind of doctors available, the procedures, the kind of departments we can create, and the patients, of course, walk-in time, which particular day of the week there are more patient inflows, on which treatment are mainly, which are the kind of thing they are looking for, and what are the areas they should look for generating more revenues, right? That is the major thing as a business owner they should look forward for. So yes, that those things can be. And of course, if the business is getting the inflow is more, right? Of course, we can take it to the the data engineering part, which is the Microsoft Fabric part. We can create a lot of in the Lakehouse storage. We can create advanced analytics. We can create a, if they want a kind of the real time basis analytics, we can create a event house, and then from that KQL query set, we can use a lot of things, and they can get the leadership basically will be getting a complete idea about their entire business, right? That is the major idea. Also the compliances. Let's not forget there are a lot of compliances that we need to, the hospital chains need to adhere by. That those things also should be taken care of. So this is a kind of solution overview. The kind of tools, like I mentioned, we'll be using is, of course, we'll be using the Microsoft Fabric, Microsoft apps from the Canvas apps, Dataverse, Power BI, Power Automate, and Power Pages. If somebody is looking forward to create a kind of website, okay, but that customers also can able to engage. Like I mentioned that if they during the visit they wanted to get entertained, just to answer a kind of a kind of query about or a kind of just a kind of healthcare routine active questions if they may ask, so they can also be getting engaged. Some kind of traction should be there. This way they can totally engage. Okay, now what are the kind of tools? Like I mentioned, this free versions mostly will be using it. Only prerequisite is M365 license, of course, the portal access to Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Microsoft Fabric portal should be opened up so that we can able to create it. Now let's go back and create our let's create okay, so we are at the SharePoint. So we'll be creating the data, right? First, hospital healthcare is the tentative name of this particular retail hotel hospital chain, and here we'll be creating. So we'll be creating this video into 5 different videos. So we'll start with the first one, creating the data verse, or maybe the repository of data, all the data, right? So we can, let's create a kind of list, right? So we'll go here and we'll create new list. And from existing list. So I have created some time back this kind of a patient list. Let's see first, and if it is not matching to our requirement, maybe we can add a few, right? So maybe we will be seeing it here somewhere, app patient data. Let's try out this first, and maybe we can try a little later on. So what we're looking for is basically a patient registration app, right? So what are the things are required? Obviously the patient name, age, symptoms, visit date, time, right? Is it a first time visit, date, time, both. So city, address, identity. These days it's very much mandatory, right? Where the patient is from, which state or which country, what exactly the reason of visit. Those things also can be tracked. So very much required for this one. Okay. Now referral doctors, if there is any, then also we'll create a kind of scanner, or the image can be taken. The patient ID, the patient ID would be created automatically, like I mentioned. Once we take it to the flow, we can create. and then from there we can create a patient ID. Of course, we can put the numbers of patient phone number, email ID, and other columns, right? So this is the basic kind of data repository, I would say, what we will be looking for to start with. Now, once it is created, let's go to this portal called uh, make dot. Okay, we have something Power Apps, right? So this is Power Apps. We will create this one. So basically, we would be with the use of this Power Apps, we can create different kind of Canvas apps, model-driven apps, many kind of things we can able to create. In the Canvas apps, there are plenty things you can do. This look and feel wise, you can feel it. So here we'll go to solution. Let's create a solution. We will create a new solution named hospital. Its size. DT, right? Digital transformation. Just like that, we can create a publisher also. We have to name a publisher, which can be a default publisher. That's fine. Okay, so once it is created, you can see this is the solution we call it. So here will be all the repository of apps, everything can be there. So we don't have to look for any other things. So now we'll go for new, and from here we can create a new from app and then Canvas app. So if some of you wanted to learn in detail, then PL300, PL900, the Canvas app, the Power Platforms, you can reach out to us, and then okay, so we'll be creating a kind of app which can be visible by phone. Both are actually same. It is not required for anything, but still we'll look for. So here we'll be naming it as patient registration. Okay, the app is named as patient registration. So once it is done, you can see we'll come to a kind of interface which is more of like this. So welcome to Power App Studio. So this is the Power App Studio. Here you have different kind of controls, right? They call it as control, right? For some reason. So this is kind of controls. Now here we have a settings. Go to settings down below. This is the gears for settings. Here quickly. So what app we are building it just for the showcase? We'll be making it very short and simple app. Maybe a few minutes you can create it. But if you wanted to make a little bit more classy, and that also can be possible. So what we'll do is we'll put autosaves off, because autosaves are friendly, but I know that sometimes we also face it some kind of issues. Automatically it's getting saved, so we don't want that feature to happen, but it keeps saved. So but this automatically create environment variables when adding data sources. This can be put, okay. And then we'll go to updates. Here updates, everything is fine, but we'll put it as modern control and themes, right? This should be on, right? So once it is done, you can see I will close it, right? So we can see now the modern controls are activated. We will be okay. So there are 2-3 things I would say. First thing first, this entire interface is use one particular set of data sets. Either it can be data, right? It can be from the Dataverse, or it can be SharePoint, right? So we don't need to create separately. I'll just show you a few very short way, which are the quicker way you can create a kind of app and things like that. So we have some themes. So before that, if you wanted to take any kind of themes, you can go ahead. Say for example, Power Apps theme. So the theme has been created, have been taken. If you are having a different kind of business, and if you want that this color, everything has to be there, you can do so. Going there, you can create a custom app. A custom theme also can be created, but we are not going today here. Of course, we are not making videos very long. So now you can see here we have a header. So there would be a kind of so automatically you can see the name, and then since it is on my name, so you can see your admin name is coming here. You can change it. So this is the header will be coming, and there's a space for the logo also. Like I mentioned that I have created one of the logo for this chain, so we will be giving that thing also. So that logo only will stick to it. So as you can see, the logo has been created. Background settings image, if you want to change and you can keep it something, that also can be possible. Say like it's a hospital chain, right? So maybe we can see if there is any hospital or something like that. This is there, but it will not going to fit, I believe. And if you stretch it, it looks awkward. Select fill. Okay. Yeah. For time being, we're just keeping it like this way. Also, obviously, you can change or do whatever activities. We'll be taking to create some kind of form, because shorter video will be creating a form. So let's see. Form is there. Okay. So once the form is there, you can add to the data source. Please keep in mind, do not add directly. First, you go and place it properly. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to hold it. So very difficult to manage it, I would say. All right. Now here you have the data. Now here you can add like I was mentioning the SharePoint. So already we have created, if you remember, SharePoint add connection, and here we have already having connections. Okay, directly cancel it. We adding it our own SharePoint here. So this is the SharePoint, and also we have this hospital healthcare, like here as I mentioned, this is our uh, list, and from there if you see the list we have multiple. One is the app patient data. So let's try to connect this one. Once you build the connections ready, you can able to see things are falling in place. There are different kind of, yeah. All right. So like I was mentioning, the background is not looking nice. It is actually creating a lot of problems. Let's take a very simple kind of dark background so that it can be visible, or we can change the color of the form as well. That also can be a possibility. So you can go here and you can change it. Different kind of things are there. The tool, but I would prefer you can create a kind of light color so that later on it can be helpful for you. So this is one kind of way you can build it. There are multiple ways you can do so actually, but I'll show you what are the ways you can also create. Now you can see there are different panel. The fields are there, right? Now you can see the patient name, age, symptoms, the visit date, time. Everything has come up, right? The first date, second, everything has come, right? Now say you want something else also, right? Patient number, phone number should be there. Then I feel what else you can add. Okay, so we have this many fields are there only, or there are any other things. So email ID is not there, or what? Email ID we are, yeah, patient email ID you can add, right? So the mail can also be triggered to their email ID, a welcome message, or maybe a kind of registration, right? Also, one more thing, I feel that a facial image, right? Some kind of image should be there as a reference. Also, if you can add the government IDs, which are actually mandatory, I would say, because to keep the data ready, the government IDs or the numbers that also can be added. Now, say for example, you wanted to take this email ID and phone number top, that also can be possible. By clicking this, move up, although it's little time consuming, but it will suffice the requirement. Okay. Date and phone number, patient phone number. Yeah, patient phone number, patient email ID also will put it up so that this mandatory things should come up and the other things will be going down. So obviously, when it's a serious condition or something, at that point of time, this kind of registration will not make sense. Quickly, they have to, go for the treatment and everything. But this is I'm talking about in cases where the patients have some time to fill all the information, so that uh, the hospital chains would be having all the information, right? All right. So this is way you have all the repository of the data. We got it. Now we'll be creating the submit of the button. So submit button is somewhere here. It's called controls. We call it as control. So submit button. Basically button, right? So once the button is there, we have the button ready. We'll put it down somewhere here. We'll create two buttons ideally. One is for the reset and this button. Oops. Okay. So one button is for the reset. The other button uh, would be for submission, right? So this is for the reset, and this one we can put it as. And here we can, so this is the formula bar. We'll say that reset form and then the form one, right? So this is one, and we can change color and everything. That can be a lot of scope out of it. I mean, there are different kind of things you can fill it, but today I'm just showing to you how we can change. The other button would be for submission in a very minimalistic way, that even the front desk person, the receptionist, she can able to fill it, right? Now here the formula bar, I would be just open and pasting one of the formula so that it can be very easy, submit and form. Okay, and also notification you'll be getting it. So here we go, and the formula bar. So there are three things. If you can see this section: submit form, form one, new form. Once it is submitted, new form will come up, and a notification will come as your notification. This one will change it. Your details are submitted. Something like that. You can add whatever you want, right? So this way you can create and you can create. Now what I'll do is we'll first this look and feel is not that great, but that's fine because we are not creating a very fancy thing. We're just creating a kind of basic things which are patients can come and we can at least have the data with us. And once this app once it is ready, once it is scalable, we can do many multiple things, right? Okay, so this is one thing. So this is the way we can create, and we'd like to see oops, okay, so no worries, we have here one of the, so when we create this kind of app, when you put that play, it will show that no item to display, but don't worry, your app is there very much. The issue is with we have to make it default, right? So we'll default to the new. This is section is there. Okay, where it is. Right, all right. Here we have the advanced. Here we have the display, and here we have the display. Once we have it, you can see display mode is this one. We will create this one too as display is showing as this one, no problem. Okay, we are doing something else. Yeah, default mode to the new, right? Default mode to new. So once it is done, you can save it again and you can probably see it. So the app looks like this. Very simple, very, I would say that bare minimum. You can change whatever the way, the color, the font, the however you want it. Also, we should name the app, which is patient registration. How to change it? You can change it from here. Once you click it here, you can, it will go to your formula bar again, and here you can change patient registration, right? Patient registration app. So this one we can place it, and also what I feel is this can be, we can put it in the middle of it so that it should not look awkward. Yeah, font and all also can be changed. The color, everything can be changed, right? So you do a kind of customization. You can ask for the customization that everything can be done it. So like 30 if you put, okay, this looks good. Now you'll see how it looks like. Okay, this looks much better. So what I'm trying to say is now this is created. Now obviously there are a lot of flaws are there. It's just we have created in few minutes. But if we can see it, it will work, right? So we will be seeing it in through phone. What kind of phone? It can be adjusted. Say like, for example, you are using some of the the Apple phones, right? So Apple, let's put Apple. So if you can see the the look and the interface have been changed. So this is the way you can create it. You say like you don't want to do it, you can put it this way, whatever way the phone, as per the phone you can the sleekness and everything can be done. If you have a browser, you can use it this way. So we'll try to create some of the names. So all are not real names. So say like the patient name is Ramesh. Yes. B. Age can be say like 27. Patient number can be yes. Email ID also can be. Say I'll give my email ID so that for timing at least we can get to see. Patient symptoms say like fever, um, high fever, and abdomen pain. It's something like that. You can change it, you can use it. Visit date, say like 27th of January, and the timing, say like, okay, timing should be here, I believe. Say like timing would be around 6. Okay, so we have this, there is no bracket. We need to change it from behind, I think. We create 24 hours. I mean, it can be changed by the 12 hours or it can be 24 hours. So say like we have patient visited at 6:30, 6 p.m., right? So, oops, yeah, here it is. Sorry, my bad. I was seeing something else. Okay, so this is the minute, and this one is the hour, right? And the date is already this one. This one you can remove it actually because 2 times not makes no sense, right? And this is the first time visit. After referral, no, nothing. Also, you can create a kind of picture. You can create a picture, or you can do the scanning. Scanning would take another new feature and all. So you can, from the mobile, if the app is installed, you can use it like that. So the receptionist, in the collaboration of the other helpers and the patient also, they can fill this app. Right? So say like the image, the dummy image, of course, from generated from Google Gemini, and say like Aadhaar, government ID, they have given Aadhaar, and number is something XXX. Not required though, but just for the reference, right? And once we submit it, see your details are submitted. Um, this is the bare minimal, a kind of app can be built up. And also, if you can see, here is our repository. Let's see if it is. Yeah, as you can see, patient name Ramesh, and also we got all the information filled up here. So the data can be populated this way. And now, similarly, we will be creating one more app, and let's see, we will be creating what kind of app. Now, before creating an app, like I mentioned, we'll go to the SharePoint, and from the since we are creating the list from SharePoint, and then we're doing it from the SharePoint only. So we will be also having another setup, the app, which is patient feedback. This is the feedback, which is the last part of the story, but I'm just creating this apps, and then we'll move to the Power Automate section, how we can automate the stuff. Here, let's say we'll take a patient feedback. Okay, so patient feedback. So we have taken from a patient feedback. Sometime back, I think I have created. So this is what the patient feedback form or the list looks like. They would be a kind of features which, how much of satisfied, are you able to overall satisfaction from 5 being the highest and 1 being the lowest, like that kind of measure. Also, we have the email ID, and again all the informations whatever we required are there now. Now, since we have it is there, now creating a app from the beginning will not take much time. So as you can see, this app is already saved and which is done. Now go back and create one more. I'll create another app here. Make more apps here, so that let that be there, and here also we can create one more app. As you remember, our solution was there already, and inside the solution we would be creating a kind of which is our solution. Our solution was hospital mid-size DT, and inside the DT we will be creating another app called Canvas app, and from there we'll be creating say like patient feedback app, right? So this is super easy. I mean, in a few minutes you can create that app. So since we have already created the app, so the Power App Studio has comes in. So what I would feel that in this kind of Power Platform, it's super easy to create any kind of app or any kind of interfacing. Even if person who is let's say like 10th or 12th pass also can able to create with the use of proper obviously guidance. So here we'll do completely the same thing, which is we'll try to create the modern controls and themes. It will be very easy to drag and drop. We don't have to break our head of creating each and every controls put together or the components put together, so that it is super easy. And we'll switch off the auto save. We'll undo the auto save, and similarly we'll be creating the environment variables when adding the resources. So this is fine, and of course now we will be adding, everything is fine, looks good. So we will be adding our similarly header. So header looks almost same. If you want, you can change the name, create a kind of different kind of things, and here you can also change the background image. As I mentioned, if you wanted to have your own logo and everything, you can put it. So the idea is basically to getting accustomed with the logo and the details. So we'll take something like this just for as a reference. Our intention is to not to divert from the exact need, which is we are creating an app for our hospitals, right? So these are the mid-sized hospital, small hospital, which is your neighborhood, right? So that was our more major goal. Let's create a kind of again we have our logo. I'll not do it. Show it again and again because it will be repetition of the same thing. And also we'll be adding form, and once the form is there, please remember you can place it properly, because there would be a lot of chaos if you do not place it properly. Okay, now this is one thing, and of course we'll be getting the data, and from the data we'll SharePoint, And from the SharePoint, we have which list we have health life care, and of course we will be taking patient feedback. Right? So this is the way we can connect and we can create once data getting plugged, and it can be automatically creating the form. Of course, this wrong choice of background image you can see. So this is very simple. You can able to this is better like this. Okay. So again, quickly things can be changed. So this one is a patient feedback, and okay. Now all things looks good. Maybe we can add few fields. Let's see which other field we can add. Uh, so there are many components are there, as you can see. There are many layouts are there. So we'll not be focusing too much on this. We can be. I don't think title can be needed. Title can be removed. Date is not also can add. Okay, that's fine. The email ID, phone number, let it be because we have to send them the mail also. Similarly, we can add overall few doctors. Okay, this is fine. We can add what else we can add. Would you rate? Rate is fine. Um, okay. How satisfied you were service is. Say for example, if you can see the card, this is called card, right? So it's again components, all many components put together. So for example, you wanted to change, you can change it. But yeah, you have to keep in mind that this other all things, if it's open, then it will be a problem. So let it be put together. Size you can change it maybe say for okay, we wanted to change it this one only. We don't want to enter the card section. We have to change only this part of it. So this the unseen part can be visible, right? So we'll put it as see. We'll be putting it height, auto height, adjust, and also we'll put it as wrap, right? So that it can be displayed properly. Yeah. Yeah. So 40, 39 size should be a good one. Same way, we have to unlock, change the properties, then go to auto height and then wrap and then change it to 39, right? So you can see it is visible. All right, so this is fine. I don't think feedback should be more than that. People would be a little agitated if you add too many questions. Here in the control, we will be putting at submit button. So button should be there for sure. This time we're creating only one button. If you want, you can create multiple buttons also, but we are creating one button here and everything is fine. We would be okay. So this is a challenge whenever you are seeing that this is too behind and automatically it will be getting somewhere and you can able to okay, where is my button? Has it gone there completely? Yeah, it is there, merged up somehow. We would be changing this thing soon. For sure, first we will be creating the editing part. Let's come to here. If you can see properties, all these properties you can change it from here. Submit. Yeah. Submit. This is fine. This is fine. Let's not waste much of time and quickly go and create uh, the formula, right? So everything is fine here. Do let me know this is little up. I know this position has gone little on here. We can mention it somewhere. Oops. So size position should be good, and then what else? Height, everything is fine. Now padding up also you can do. All these features are there, but our job is not to today do all the kind of things. We do change it, and maybe oops something had happened. Oh, no problem. I think the issue with whenever you are creating. Yeah, so this is fine, and we'll put it change this one and make it as the same submit apex formula. Will be keeping it so that it can be done. All right, so we'll put a save, and also we need to create default as new so that we can able to see it while showing the the preview of the app, right? So while doing the preview of the app, like I mentioned, we bidder, and then we default as new. Okay? So default as new we have to create, and then we have to preview the app. So you can see the app can be visible. You can create anything. You can name the patient name. Say like a patient name is just for reference Rakshita K, and today is the date, and we did say like around 5:30 p.m. Okay. And email ID is something XXX. So I'll put my, because you can able to see it, right? So that you can able to see how it is. I mean, so phone number also you can add. I have not put mandatory. You can also put any of the columns are mandatory, or things like that. So here you can put the drop downs. How much of satisfied? Say I'm satisfied 4. Doctor was the doctor attentive and clear in explaining all these questions. You can create as per your need. So here we are creating and this thing and say like excellent and submit. Once you submit, the form is getting submitted. Oops, we have to create. Yeah, as you can see, we'll put the submit button. Entry error, oh, invalid. Okay, so the error looks like still there. Okay, we would be doing that, some kind of changes and understand the issue. So as you can see, there are different forms are there, and I believe this was the reason. We'll try one more time and then let's see if it is happening good. Otherwise, okay, yeah. So at last, it has done. So thanks for your feedback. Okay, now go back and try to see that app is built, and you can able to visualize it here. Patient feedback. All right, so you can able to see the app is getting the information is getting filled. So this is the way you can actually create this app. So we'll not take any more time in this video. So coming section will be discussing about the Power Automate and Power BI and Power Microsoft Fabric, right? So stay tuned. Thank you.